Hello, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing the hair for the Anya model. So with hair, we're going to come to the hair editor tab here. It's going to say design, bones, texture. I like to do the texture first and get it out of the way. So this is what it typically looks like. We are going to change everything to a pink, like a light pink color. Typically for the highlights, I like to go to the black because if it's white, the highlights are too much and the outline black. So once you change the color here, you're going to go over to the other side and we are going to grab that same color. So typically here, I'm just going to take my tablet. You can use a mouse as well, but I find that the tablet is a lot easier to do textures and stuff like that. And I'm just using a Wacom art tablet. Nothing fancy, just one that you plug in. So once you have the base color, we're going to go between like a darker pink and then a lighter pink in the middle. And this kind of just gives it the texture that you want. So I typically just play around. And I go back and forth from light to dark until I get something that I'm happy with. And so let's do like a lighter. And so we're going to go back to design. So now that we've done the texture side, I want to see what it looks like. So we are going to go to hair groups. The top one, that one's already pre-made hair. See, just like that. And so we're going to go over to the side here and you want to scroll down to position. We're just going to move the hair over. I typically like to do the end of the eye. So about here. And so we are going to go around and add another pre-made group. And then move the position over. I like to leave them overlapping a little bit. And we're going to do this about 3 times to cover the whole head. I try to match them up. Just like that. So now that the texture, the hair is here and I can see the texture, I know to go in and fix it up because it does not look correct. So we are just going to fix up the texture. Actually, let's make it a little lighter. Oh, I see. So let's make the base color this color. And so typically we are just playing around with it until we get, like I said, until we get a texture that we're happy with. And like I said, you can use a mouse as well. So right now I'm just using the mouse. It's kind of a little funky, but it gets the job done. Let's turn her so you guys can see the texture that I'm creating right now. And not all the textures that I make are like super pretty, like on the right side, but on the left side, like you can see like the hair doesn't look like that bad. It looks pretty good. But it's all about how you want to do it, what you think looks right. If you use this tutorial to make your own model, like do whatever that you feel, you know, feels right to you. I'm just out here trying to make a super easy, understandable, like just tutorial about this Vroid program. And then like if you want to do highlights, you can. You can do like really big ones or like really small ones. So we're going to go back to design. And now we are going to do the freehand group. That is where you create. Oh, I lied. We're not going to do that one yet. Go back. So we are going to do this one. Let me pull up the picture of Anya so I can see. Okay, so she kind of has it where her hair like goes out as a bob. So we want to kind of pull the points here. Oops. And kind of go under. We want to kind of make the hair a little bit bigger. And so once you get the shape that you like, I also like to come over here into the settings. Feel free to play around with the textures and everything like that, because that's how you're going to learn. Where is it? Is this it? The thickness? Whoa. Oh, see, you're right here. Number of hairs. That's what we want. And so that covers it. It adds more hair strands. So you can go like that. It just adds more hair strands. I typically do about 6 to 7 to get like the full coverage that I like. And so I'm just gonna go around and move all of the hairs to 7. I do the thickness, so we're gonna do the thickness too. 7 and thickness. And so just like I did on the other side, we are going to move the parameter on this model on the other side as well. Oops. I made that one out a little more. And so basically it's just about moving the points to get the hair shape that you want and that you like. So at the back of the hair, I really don't like how it dips in like this little dip here. I hate that. So I tend to try to pull it out a little bit. There we go. That looks pretty good. And so typically what I'll do is I'll copy, paste. What, did it work? Copy, paste. Nope, it didn't work. So I like to do two sets of the same hair, and I like to give like my models volume, and so this is how I achieve that volumized look. So with this, I just bring it out just a little bit. And see, already to me, the right side looks a lot better compared to the left. It looks, there we go. It looks a lot more fuller and everything like that. That's just my preference. That's just how I do it. You can do it however you want. So basically, I just go around and I do that on all sides. So I don't pull it out too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit to give it that illusion of, like, you know, bigger, fuller hair. I think it's a very nice touch. And this is still just with the pre-made set that you get. When we do the freehanded group, that's when you actually get to, like, move the mesh around and decide, like, where you want it to go and how you want it to look. So that is where we are at right now. Not too bad. I hope it's easy to understand. So now that we got the pre-made hair set done, we are going to go to freehand. Freehand is going to give you this grid. Then you want to go to the pencil after you typically move the grid where you want it, but I'm just giving you an example here. I'm literally just drawing on the grid. You can use your mouse, like this is me with my mouse. But like I said, I typically find it a lot easier to use my tablet. So we're going to go back to the freehand group because I want to change. I'm going to change how it's laying here. So I'm going to pull this out. Oh, another tidbit that I forgot. Another tip. So if you go here in the corner, and this is the same thing if you do the face as well. If you go here in the corner and press the mirror, anything you do on one side, it does on the other. So if you're doing like let's say blush or eyes or whatever you want to do, you can press that and it'll just do it on the other side for you. Make it a lot easier. I sometimes tend to forget. And so typically I'm not moving the grid much. I'm just moving it barely. So we're going to go back to the brush now. And so Anya kind of has like my bangs, but they're a little kind of swept to the side. So I like to position my model with the nose kind of pointing down, kind of like this. Just so I can see the top of the head. Oh. And see, sometimes you do stuff like that. Sorry, I'm just looking at the reference. So basically we are going to just make bangs right now. Just typical little bangs. And so just like the pre-made group, I like to do the exact same thing with the bangs as well, just to make it a little more fluffier. So we're gonna come over here, and I like to turn her sideways. That way I can see the grid. And I'm just ever so slightly pulling the grid out, just like that. That's all I'm doing. And so we're going to go back with the brush tool. And then basically just add additional hair strands here. And like I always say, it's up to you how you want to design your model. So typically you just go around doing it until you feel it looks good. And then so Anya does have, oh wait, so we are going to add another freehand group because Anya does have like some longer hair in the front. So we're just going to drag our mesh down. And then you see how it's going into the shoulders? We don't want that, so we're going to take this and pull it out. Pull it out like that. And so typically it looks like it hides. So we're gonna push the mesh back into the hair a little bit to hide it. And then we are gonna start on the side here. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And so it kind of looks a little funky like this, but do not worry. We're just gonna go in and mess with the mesh again. I'm gonna turn the mirror on so that it will do it on both sides. And so we can just push it in like that. I want it kind of closer to the face like that. And also you can move the points. They are movable like this. Yeah, like that. Not too bad. So now that we got that done, the model is not done yet. We are going to go back in with another freehand group, and I'm going to show you my trick. So we're just going to move the mesh until you see the mesh peeking out of the hair like that. So that's what we want. That's our goal. So just move the mesh around until it barely peeks out. on all sides. Like we want it peeking out on all sides of the hair. It's okay that these guys aren't covered in the mesh, because you will see in just a second. So, that's fine. That's fine. I will show you how to do the little tiny hair in just a second. So we go back to the brush, and for this, you are just gonna put strands everywhere. That's right, strands everywhere. So now that you have strands, we are going to go to our first hair strand, which is this guy over here. We're going to go down and we're going to do the width, thick. We're going to do thickness. There we go. Texture width. Why is it doing it like that? Let's try the other one. The same thing. We want the width. Oh. No wonder it didn't work. Oh my god. Okay, so if you were on the wrong tab, like I'm still on the brush, so it's not gonna work. We have to go to the select. Okay. No wonder it didn't work. I was like, why isn't this working? Okay, now that we're on the correct tool, we're gonna come over here and do width and thickness. We are going to make these small hairs with thickness. And we're going to do this all around. With thickness. With thickness. Okay. Now that we've done that, we are going to go back to the Freehand Group. And we are just going to mess around with the perimeters again. We're going to go around and mess with the mesh. And this is essentially just going to create like little tiny hairs. Just to give your model a little more depth, so it's not like, you know, flat. And you can just move it however you want, the little hairs and everything. Do what you think's good. I always think this process is so charming, like the little hairs. They turn out so cute. And you can do this as many times as you want. Like if you want multiple little hairs, you can. Or let's say like, I don't really like how that one looks. I can just adjust it. Like let's say like I feel like it's poking out a little bit too much. I'm just gonna come here and adjust it. That's all you do. And I did promise I would show you how to do the little tiny like little tiny hair on top. So we're gonna go back to the Freehanded Group. You're going to scroll in. And so you want to take the second mesh layer right here, the second point, and pull it up like that. Then we're going to go to the little paintbrush. Ooh. Well, we don't want that. to a little paintbrush, and then we're just going to do it like that. And there you go. You have two little tiny little hairs. So let's see how it moves. So we are going to go to general editing. I didn't want to go to general editing, but now that I'm here, so we're gonna go to the outline. I don't really like having the outline. Like if you look, it's just the outline of the thing. I think models look more charming without that. But we really want to go to this rim lighting. This rim lighting is what gives lighting to the model. Let's turn that off. And to the body too. There we go. Super cute. So now for movement, we want to go to the camera. Camera/export. And let's see how our little Anya moves. So we are going to go down to pose and animation. So typically when I do the hair, I like to come here and look to see the movement. As you can see, there is no movement because we didn't put any bones in the hair. So we're going to go back to hair editing. We're going to go to bone, the bone tab. And we are just going to add bones. There you go. I'm gonna do 4 bones. This might have been too much. Okay, so now that we've generated bones in the hair, bones typically allow the hair to move, so wish like my model here. So we're gonna go back. And see now you can see movement in the hair. I really don't like models that have too much movement in the hair. That's just my preference. So if you want a model that the hair just really goes, you turn your head and it goes swoosh all the way over to the other side, you would add more bones. So if I wanted a little more bone movement, I can go, let's go to 6. Okay, so now there's more bones. So let's go to camera. So more bones means more movement in the hair. Why? What is that? What are you? When is that? When is that? Okay, I don't like that. So we're just going to move the bones. Let's move it to a 5. There we go. That's pretty good. So once you've created your hair that you are happy with, so once you've created the hairstyle that you are happy with, I typically will go to the file and save it. You always want to save your progress in this program because sometimes it will just shut down on you. So there we go. This is Anya's hair. I hope my hair tutorial was a lot easier to understand and just very simple. I tried to keep it simple. But if you have any questions like on how to do certain things, feel free to just send me a message on Twitter or Discord or whatever, and I'll try my best to help you. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today, and hit that